Alright, we're back. It's another episode of Different Kind of Genius. I'm your host, André Kufé. Quick shout out to our sponsors, The Streets Barbershop for always keeping us clean, and Griffin Burger down in Ballarat. If you're not eating their food, you should be. Back to business as usual. Yeah. And I say it's always a special guest, but this time it's really a special guest. I don't think I've come across anybody with this level of education at such an early age. So I'm here today with Davey, aka 3Point.Kicks. How are you, bro?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good as well. Thank you so much for coming down.
I'll chat. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. Thank you to both your parents as well for supporting us along the journey. You couldn't do anything without them.
Yeah, not at all. Can't go to the post office or anything.
True. Well, all right, you want to get straight into it? Let's get straight into it. I know what you do, but tell the people. What do you get up to?
Pretty much, I resell limited shoes. So Yeezys, Jordans, that kind of stuff, clothes, accessories, buy it for retail price and then resell it and make a bit of money, and then buy shoes for myself.
Buy nice clothes for yourself as well.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I've never. Tell the people how old you are, just for reference.
13. 14 next year. Yeah.
Snap. And I've never met anybody who dresses so nice for such a young age.
Thanks.
Your t-shirt's fresh, your shoes are fresh. That's everything you need.
Yep.
And then, I came across one of your mates too.
Oh,
Nate.
yeah? Oh, Nate Axford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the little homies and he saw Q's episode and then he's like, you need to get Davey on. I was like, all right, say no more. It's actually happening. But tell us, how do you get into, what made you want to start selling shoes?
Well, I started at the start of the year and pretty much just I like sneakers and streetwear and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was always kind of always had a business. So
what do you mean you've always had a business?
So last year I was selling candy at school.
True?
Yeah.
Was that grade 6 or year 7?
7.
Snap.
Yeah.
What kind of candy were you selling?
Reese's and just lollipops and Zappos, stuff like that.
True.
Did that with some friends. And then I was selling basketball cards for ages.
Was that before the candy?
Yeah.
When did that
and
start?
at the same time.
Okay.
That started a while ago, maybe year 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah.
And when you say selling basketball cards, who are you selling them to?
Well, I was mainly buying them for myself, and then on Instagram, there's a big community there, and on Facebook and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'd just be trading them with people, and then selling some and stuff like that. So, and Pokemon cards too.
Was the Pokemon cards how you started?
In basketball cards or?
Or was that the first thing? What was the first thing you started selling?
Probably drawings.
Drawings?
Yeah, I would just, people would, I wasn't even that good of a drawer. It was just a way for me to, a business. Yep. So they would, tell me something to draw for them, and I'd just ask all of our friends, mum's friends and stuff, if they wanted me to draw anything for them, and then I'd draw it and send it to them. And yeah.
That's nuts. And when did that start?
I think that was year 2 maybe.
Jesus.
Something.
You haven't been on this earth for that long, but you've been putting in some work.
Yeah. And then I was just doing prints of basketball players and stuff, kind of edits, and then printing them off at Kmart for 10 cents and selling them to people on my basketball team.
Jesus.
When I was little, yeah.
And we'll get to your basketball in a sec, because I heard you're quite talented with that.
Yeah.
But what made you want to start, because the way you word everything, it's really smart. You acknowledge that everything you're doing is a business. How did you learn that? How did you know?
Well, I don't even know. It was I liked making money, but it was kind of less so because when I was little, I didn't really care that much about money, but it was just more the fun of it, doing deals with people and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, it was just fun.
So it's you enjoyed going back and forth until you agree on a price. You actually love sounds like you've actually loved everything that you were doing.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't doing it for money. Like, as you said, it was fun. Like, you love finding new people to sell clothes to. You love finding new clothes to buy.
Yeah, like, and the good thing with reselling shoes is like, I started it just so I can afford my own shoes because they're, like, expensive, obviously.
You do have an expensive taste.
Yeah. And so, just so I can kind of afford that. And now it's, like, kind of did a lot better than I expected. And, like, yeah.
So what did you expect when you first started selling shoes? Why?
I don't really know. Like, I just, like, wanted to try it because, like, I was into shoes and I knew, like, reselling was a thing. I just didn't really know, like, how to do it or, like, really what it is. So I just made an account on Instagram and started posting my collection. Just because in basketball cards, it was kind of like you would share your collection with other people and, like, you know, see what other people have and stuff like that, like rare cards and everything.
It's almost like a flex.
Yeah, but and in shoes, it's like some people think that it's just about how expensive it is, but really it's just about how, like, rare it is and hard to get. It's more like I was able to get these and you weren't, not like you can't afford them.
You articulated that so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is true. But then I guess that's where you're really skillful because not everybody knows what to look for.
Yeah. And so I just made the Instagram account to talk to other sneaker resellers and collectors. And then everyone started wanting to buy my shoes. And I just got all these DMs like how much and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is maybe easier than I, expected. And then I got my first pair of shoes to resell, which was a pair of Off-Whites.
Just for reference, tell the people how much a pair of Off-Whites are.
So pretty much, I think it was like $240 or $270 retail price. And they're so hard to get and so rare and everything and so popular, like hyped, that they're going for about $1,000 at the moment.
So that's 5 times the price.
Yeah, it was a pair of Off-White MX90s. And the way I got them, so there's like a few different ways that you can get shoes for
Tell me
retail.
about them, bro.
So I guess the first way is raffle. And it's like, because so many people want them, if they just put it on their website or something, it might, like, crash and just, like...
Oh, because everybody wants them.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to get them at once and just, I guess, a lot can go wrong and it's more effort for them. So some, like, places will set up a raffle where you just enter online and if you win, you get to buy them. And then if not, you... Like, it's free to enter, but only some people are picked to buy the shoes.
Yeah,
because they're so popular. Yeah. And somehow there were 2 colours, so I entered for both and Mum entered for both. I did it on her phone. Nice. And somehow won 2 pairs out of that, which is insane because I haven't won anything since then. Like, and that was the start of the year. It was, like, extremely, like, lucky. And I was, like, freaking out because, yeah. And then that pretty much just, like, started me off.
That's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious, so that's one way of getting shoes, but what are the other ways that you could potentially get shoes?
So then another way is in-store first come, first serve. Well, then they have in-store raffles, which is the same. You'll get a ticket and then maybe come back the next day and they'll draw names out.
Okay.
Or there's in-store first come, first serve, which is like lining up pretty much. And I've done that once and it's pretty hard.
Why was it hard? What happened?
So pretty much they're a pair of Jordans releasing at Foot Locker in Melbourne. And it's 1 pair per person. And they were going for like $500 and retail was like $230.
True.
So I drove in from here, like Geelong, into Melbourne, which was like an hour, bit over, and camped at a shopping centre from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m.
Wait. So you stayed the night?
Yeah.
In a shopping centre?
Yeah, outside in the car park.
Were you by yourself?
No, I had 2 friends.
True.
Yeah. And pretty much, because it was 1 pair per person, I paid 2 friends to line up.
You paid 2 friends?
Yeah.
This boy.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm the one that is selling them and everything, so I need to like get some money, but then they're lining up for me, so they need some money. So I gave them like 100 each or something.
Just to stay the night with you.
And they were my good friends, so it was like...
Shout them out if you want to, bro.
Yeah, Jack and Khan. Yeah, thanks for that. And my friend Christian was there too, but I'll talk about him later because he's to do with this other thing. Yeah.
So you camped overnight?
Yeah,
and then you were lucky enough to get 3 pairs of shoes?
Yeah, so since we went so early, because we were like travelling from Geelong, I was like, I don't want to risk it and get there like early in the morning, for example, if I'm travelling that far. So I just went all in and got there like 6 p.m. the day before, and we just got snacks and sleeping bags. And there was like some other people there, maybe like 5-10 other people. Some of them resellers as well, some people getting for themselves.
Did you use that? Did you speak to other resellers?
Yeah, I was speaking to them. Actually, like, we had like some arguments.
Some arguments?
Yeah, because like, there's like these kind of, when you're lining up, there's like, they might have a list of like, the line order pretty much.
Okay.
But then whoever's controlling the list can kind of squeeze their friends onto the list.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the list which was correct and then rewrote it and pushed us down like 4 people or something. And so then my friend went up to them and was like, no, like, don't do that. But the Foot Locker employees like helped us out and like just ignored the list.
That's sweet.
Yeah. But other than that, like, they were nice. They ended up buying the pairs off me.
Who, the other resellers?
Yeah.
Really? Like, so as soon as you bought them, you straight sold them then and there?
I had all these people who either just wanted more pairs or who rocked up as they released, which way too late.
Yeah,
like,
you missed out.
Yeah.
So you literally have just bought the shoes,
Yeah.
and as soon as you walked outside the shop, these people were like, I'll give you double.
Yeah. So there was like this little couch seating area, and I was like not sure if I wanted to sell them straight away, and also I wasn't sure if they were like trying to take advantage of me because I'm a kid and like, you know, buy them for too cheap. So I was like checking, I don't know if you know like StockX.
Yep.
I was checking StockX, which is like an app that shows the pretty much value and sales of a shoe. So that's what I use for like a rough price guide. So I was checking that and calling Mum like, I don't know if I should do it. And then I ended up selling them 3 pairs for like $14.75 or something.
So $14.75 and you paid $2.40 a shoe.
$2.30 a shoe and then an extra 100 each to the other 2 people.
So you nearly walked away with at least $800-900 for yourself.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then that's just for one night, like
Yeah.
to camp out for one night.
Yeah.
You have the best definition of camping. When people are like, let's go camp, and it's like, let's go hang out in the forest. I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
If I've got the opportunity to make that money off shoes, I'm going to do that style of camping.
Yeah. But yeah, then that was fun, but I did not sleep that night at all.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And so I was like very tired the next day. But that was pretty good.
Were you the youngest, was you and your homies, were
Yeah.
that the youngest people there? Did that surprise people?
Pardon?
Did that surprise people?
Yes and no. 'Cause I was like kind of not in the city. I was like out at another shopping centre, so it was like not as busy. But in the city, there's not heaps, but a bunch of kids around my age, a bit older, that camp out a lot.
True.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
But then that's smart of you to not go right in the city where you know there's going to be heaps of people.
And my friends already, because I used to live near the other shopping centre.
Yeah.
So my other two friends were already there.
Oh, okay.
So it worked out perfect.
Yeah, so they're locals, like they know what's going on.
Yeah. Mum was I don't know how she let me go, but she was a bit more okay if she knew it was like where we used to live and like with some mates.
And like you weren't by yourself, obviously, so it's like it helps a bit more. And you're in a shopping centre, so it's like
well, it was like we actually ended up getting security moved us like 5 times during the night.
Wait, so security come and kicked 3 13-year-olds out of a shop?
Yeah, well, originally there was like this outdoor kind of food court, and it was like a really nice spot and even had an undercover bit. Sweet. And we were like, oh, this is going to be perfect, like easy. And then security moved us into an underground parking lot. And then we were like, well, that's fine because we're underground. And then they moved us to a loading dock, which had like barely any cover.
And when they moved all of you?
Yeah. And just like had to keep the same order and everything.
Oh, because you have to stay in like a line kind of thing.
But it was alright because there was not too many people and everyone was like honest, like about who's like in what spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's nuts. That's.
Yeah.
And is that that's the only time you ever gone to camp?
First and only. Yeah, because it's a lot of effort, like going from Geelong, obviously.
I reckon.
Yeah.
But then from the sound of the thing, that effort completely paid off, so it was worth it. And then knowing that, you took a massive risk.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it because of, I don't like everything really. There's heaps of reasons like not to.
What is an example of some?
Just like, I was mainly worried about if I was going to not only get a pair but get a good size, because in Jordan 1s, size 7 to 9.5 might go for like $100 or $200 more than like the size 12s and stuff.
And what size are you?
Oh, I'm a 7.
True.
But I can squeeze into grade school, so I'm like cheap.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But then I'm sure it's like the same thing. Like if you can only buy one pair of shoes, do you buy the grade school size or do you buy the?
Yeah. So that's why, like these actually, I got these and a pair for my friend. So and he just paid me a bit extra to like line up for him, and I just got my mom to come with me so I could buy both.
Oh so they get one, you get one.
Yeah. And that was just, Q was there actually, it was just in Geelong.
Yeah, that was the most recent one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The other week. And that was for the new Jordans.
Yeah.
Keep the camera a little...
So yeah, I didn't really have to like camp out for them, only like wait an hour or something.
Are there any drops coming up that you'd camp out for?
Not really. Because like we just had like a week full of like a bunch of like drops.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of quiet around Christmas.
True.
But there'll probably be some big ones in January, like in the new year. Yeah.
And how are you finding out about the drops?
Well, so there's this thing called, I don't know if you like used or know about Discord.
Yep.
Well, there's a thing called a cook group.
Yep. Which
is like a group which people will pay a membership service. True. Anywhere from $10 to $60 a month. And the one that I'm a part of is $30. It's called Oz Notify. And pretty much it's a group that'll tell you all of the upcoming drops, where to get it, like every single website, what time, like everything pretty much, how much it'll go for.
It's the best $30 a month you could ever spend.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want to be a reseller, that's like a thing that you pretty much have to have if you want to like succeed, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But then you put yourself in an environment where there's other resellers.
Yeah, and then you can learn. It's pretty much the best thing you can do. And actually, they ended up hiring me to work for them.
The Discord group?
Yeah, so now I'm like staff. So I post, I guess I help out people who are asking questions. I post predicted resale prices for shoes and everything. Just general stuff like that.
You're the one with all the information, so it's like they're like,
Yeah.
we need you to share it.
Yeah.
And with you being one of the staff, does that mean you don't have to pay the $30?
Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah.
And is there a staff chat as well?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, it's good.
Are you the youngest one?
Yeah, and actually, that's what I was talking about before. One of the guys who came and lined up with me, Christian, is staff in there too.
True.
So I'm like, know all of them pretty well, which is good.
Is Christian an older fella?
Yeah, he's like, oh, like, yeah.
Snap.
Yeah.
And do they, like, yeah, I guess you don't. It doesn't even really matter if you get paid to be staff on that because the information you're getting is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And that's a great, like, it's not a hobby because it's business.
Yeah.
But like that's a great little side business to have, especially it's Discord. Like you can be standing in line, checking all the recent drops, like everything.
And there's this. So then, I mentioned 2 of the ways to get like a pair for retail, and the third is online, first come first serve, which is just when a website will drop a pair either at like a scheduled time, which will have lots of traffic on the website and stuff, or they'll do a shock drop where they'll say like, oh, it's releasing on this day, but not say a time, and then, or even not say the day, and we'll just randomly
just drop it.
Yeah. And it's funny because that was supposed to kind of help people who want for themselves and stop resellers. But then our group has this thing called a monitor.
Yeah, like a bot.
Yeah, it's
I was
like,
literally just about to ask.
It's kind of like a bot that has these keywords, like Jordan 1 or Off-White, and when something restocks or is loaded on the site with those keywords, it'll send me a notification.
Bro, you're going to make $1 billion.
So it's like, there'll be drops all the time that other people wouldn't know about, but we get notifications telling us like exactly when.
Where.
Yeah.
Do you have any bots in purchasing as well? Or just for monitoring?
No, I don't have any, but a lot of people do. That like I'm friends with and stuff. That's like a kind of almost like controversial kind of subject in like reselling.
So reselling politics.
Yeah.
Why is that a problem?
Well, because some people who want for themselves just think it's unfair, and it's like not fair to people who want to like wear them. But then the thing is, like resellers, we're only getting the shoes before them because we're pretty much trying harder.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Like, they could be paying the $30 a month in this group as well. It's not just for resellers.
It's for everybody.
Yeah, it's for anyone. But it's just like they choose not to, and then they miss out and get angry. So it's kind of like they could just be doing a lot more and not complaining.
Mm-hmm. But then it's also they majority of people like don't know.
Yeah.
Like not everybody knows Discord unless like you spend heaps of time on a computer.
Yeah.
And let alone that, everybody that's using Discord's playing video games anyway. So it's like to think that there's a sneaker forum, it's like
Yeah. So it's like I can see, I guess, where those kind of people are coming from. But a lot of resellers like myself only started so we can buy shoes, or because we're either too young to get a job, or reselling is paying better than like minimum wage or something. Like
that's a bar.
Yeah. Like
that's nuts.
Yeah.
And so when you're old enough to get a job, do you think you will?
Yeah, I'll probably get one like for the experience and to have an extra like income to help with reselling. But reselling, well, for now when I'm like a teenager, will probably be like the main one.
100%. And then if anything, you could always glow up to the point where you've got 100K, and then it's just like game's over.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That really is incredible. And just even hearing the way you speak, you critically evaluate things.
Yeah.
So you think about both sides.
Yeah.
Like you're able to understand why people think bots for buying shoes are bad.
Yeah.
But then you also acknowledge why people use bots to buy shoes.
Yeah.
And that is a very important skill, and I commend whoever has taught him that, because that's really smart.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I mean, also, some bots even resell.
Really?
So some bots are so much like in demand. Retail will vary. Might be like 300, and some of them will go for like 4,000. Just because it does so well on websites and everything.
Specific websites.
Pardon?
Like how it's like the specific websites.
And so it's like just, I guess, such a good investment if you're a reseller. But yeah. But they're also, at the same time, they're like, it doesn't do everything for you. You have to buy things to run it. I'm pretty sure my friend accidentally checked out like a $500 ring while trying to get... Yeah, because he put the wrong like keywords or whatever, and it accidentally bought like some $500 ring. He ended up like being able to cancel it, but I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff that can go wrong, I guess. It's not like easy.
Oh, well,
yeah.
It's even simpler than that. What if they accidentally order like the wrong colorway?
Yeah.
Or like just something like horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And then, like, you have something in the bag. What have you got?
Well, I have a pair of Jordans. I guess it's a good demonstration on a shoe that resells.
Give us a demonstration, bro.
These are the Jordan 1 women's satin black toe.
True.
So, these are size 5 women's.
Give us a quick look.
Yeah.
Size 5 in women's.
So they retailed at $230, and when I first got them, they were going for like $1,000 or a bit over. Yeah, and I actually have another pair at home. But then the...
It's so little in my hand.
Yeah,
like,
it's tiny.
Just like, it literally fits on my palm.
Yeah. But pretty much I made the mistake of not taking any offers at the time, because in sneakers, some shoes are like, you either have to like quick sell them as fast as you can because you know the price will go down, or you might hold on to them because you know the price will rise.
True.
And you kind of have to look at like stocks pretty much, like what similar I guess colorways or models have done in the past.
Yeah.
So for this one, I looked at what other satin Jordan 1s have done.
Yeah, because that's a really...
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it again, that's nuts.
Yeah. And a bunch of people thought that they would go up, but now the price is at like $600 to $700.
So this is a $6,700 pair of shoes.
No, 600.
Oh, 600 or 700.
Yeah.
I nearly had a heart attack there. I was just like, $6,500. Woo.
Yeah. But yeah, the price dropped to like $500 or something, and so this is like an example of one that does have like a really good profit margin, but also like prices can like drop.
Yeah.
So there are like other things that can go wrong.
And like, does it bother you when the price of a shoe drops?
Yeah, it's annoying, but also now that I've been holding on to it for a while, I'm kind of just like, well, may as well just keep holding it and hope the price like goes back up, because I have other shoes that I can sell for the meantime to like get money. So I'm just gonna hold on to these ones and see what happens.
Bro, that level of business ethic, that's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I have a question that's completely unrelated, but do you invest at all?
No.
No. Okay. Not yet? Not yet?
Not yet.
You will one day, and it's like when that day comes, like, it's game over.
Yeah.
That's nuts. And are there bots that monitor shoe prices? Like for the going up and down? Like, how do you track that? Or do you have to do your research?
Well, on StockX, there's like this little graph thing that has like the date and the price. So you can kind of see when the price is like dropped and stuff. Or if I see one that's maybe starting to go down and prices are starting to get lower, I'll just sell it then before it gets like too low.
Before it gets too low.
Yeah. but then it might spike back up. Like, I don't know, you never really know with shoes.
Bro, that, like, the information that you copping from that, it's exactly the same as, like, buying stocks.
Yeah.
Like literally investing in anything, you're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But it's cool now how this avenue is now available.
Yeah.
Like a little grown man, just like yourself, because you're not a boy, you're a little grown man, has the ability to be able to sell shoes and actually go and make his own money in his own ways. Like, it's sick. Yeah. And you're literally doing the exact same thing as that banker that sits in an office all day watching graphs go up and down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and sneakers is like a lot less risk, obviously, because it's like retail might be like 400 max. That'll be like pretty much the most for a shoe most of the time. Like 100 to 400. But I'll only go for ones that'll have like at least like 100 profit or something.
Okay.
Because then there's kind of room for it. If the resale price goes down, then I still might be able to make like $50. But if I go for one that's like $50 and it dips a bit, I'm not making anything, or I might lose money. So it's like, I don't know.
Q's shaking his head right now at me, and it's distracting me because I'm like, that is the smartest thing I've heard anybody say.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing there is your like profit to loss ratio.
Yeah.
So it's like a calculated risk, but you know what risks like you can face.
Yeah. And I mean, there's like, I guess there's just like there's different ways of getting them for retail. There's different types of reselling. So I like to just stick for buying them for retail from the site and then reselling them. Mm-hmm. 'Cause that way, when I'm buying them, it's not like Nike is going to scam me or anything.
Yeah, no, you're safe.
Like, pretty much no risk. And when you're buying for retail, there's heaps more like profit to be made. Some people will just go on Facebook and stuff and find like steals, just like really good
bargains.
Yeah, just really good priced shoes, brand new or used. One of my friends does that, and he might make like the same amount as me, but I'd rather do this because it's like less risky. But that works for him, so it's like just different ways, I guess.
Well, individuals are going to be individuals.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you do what you know.
Yeah.
Like if you were to try and copy his Facebook model, it's like,
yeah,
this model works perfectly for you, so it's like, why would you do that? And for him, it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then a question on that. How do you, like, scammers when they're buying a few? Have you ever had someone charge back, like on PayPal?
Well, no, but I'm like super cautious about that stuff, even though like it doesn't really happen heaps. All the time, like I'm worried about chargebacks and everything, so I like I take pictures of the shoe inside, then when I'm bubble wrapping the shoe and the box and the label and everything, and then the tracking number, so then if they ever try to like get money back or something, I can like...
You've got proof of purchase. Like if you can show that they've been picked up, like you can show all of that stuff. Who taught you that?
Well, I guess starting from like Pokemon cards and basketball cards, there was scammers in that. Like, and I don't think I ever really got scammed in that, but you always know someone that's been scammed. And so then I just knew, like, from then on, when you're buying something, in PayPal there's like 2 ways to send money, goods and services or friends and family. And if I'm buying something off someone, you don't send bank transfer and you don't send friends and family, because then you have no way of getting money back. So just stuff like that of like, I try and make it so there's pretty much no way of like me getting scammed. I'm like, other people might be more risky and like take more risks and then like get, I guess, more of a reward, but I just...
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And then that blows me away too, because not only do you have an understanding of sneakers, you understand how the world works. and especially PayPal.
Yeah.
Because it's a funny one. Like, yeah, I know, like when I was, like, sort of about your age, like, there was a video game, and I was selling stuff from the video game, and had to deal with all those same things that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
But this was back when, like, 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it was literally, all you could do was gift people money or the goods or service.
Yeah.
And then the trap was, if you gifted money, like, there was an element for chargeback.
Yeah.
And the amount of people I know that, like, cops, the amount of people I know that got stuffed up because of that,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they can sell, like, $1,000 worth of stuff, and then the guy just charges back. They've given this stuff, and then it's just, see ya.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, so the fact that you even understand that, like, it's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, like, through shoes, there's heaps of fakes, too. And, it's like, you can get them legit checked. There's people that do legit checks.
So what, you mail the shoes to them and they...
Well, you just get, like, really detailed and, like, clear pictures and receipts and everything, and they'll tell you if the shoes and the pictures are legit. But then it's like, for all you know, they could have a fake and a real pair, and then just send you the fake pair, or just not send them at all. So it's still, like...
That's an element of
yeah.
risk.
It's like, even if the shoes are legit, doesn't mean the seller is.
But in your world, do you have, like, the verification? And I think I've noticed it on, like, you've got, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a verification, but almost like a reference.
Oh, a reference, yeah. So pretty much, if you don't have references, you pretty much aren't going to get a sale, which kind of sucks when you're first starting. It makes it really hard. But also, that's, like, one of my tips if you're starting reselling. I started selling small things for, like, not much that people would buy even if I had no references, because it's, like, $10. Like,
yeah, people are more inclined to take a risk.
Yeah. And then after I sold some of that, then I did get some references to sell shoes. So just making small little deals to make friends and references and connections. So then I had, like, more chance of selling a big pair of shoes.
You are literally the definition of different kind of genius. Because that's just like, you answered, like, I was literally about to ask you the question of how did you go about getting references.
Yeah.
But you knew exactly what you had to do.
Yeah. And it was actually funny. I was looking back through my stories today. And at the start of the year, I posted this thing and it was like 2019 goals. And it was like 300 followers, 10 references, and sell some shoes. And resell 12 shoes, one for each month. And I've, like, easily over doubled the amount of shoes. I'm at, like, 80 plus references and, like, 1,500 followers. I just, like, those goals I finish in, like, a month or something.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And then, have you started plotting for next year's goals?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah.
You just wait till that time period comes?
Yeah.
That's... even goal setting.
Yeah.
Like, you're really intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, because that's all I can speak from. When I was your age, one thing I didn't have was a goal. The other thing I didn't have was any real idea on what I was doing.
Yeah.
So the fact that you figured out what you want to do until you're old enough to get a job, and you set goals for it, it's like, it's a skill.
Yeah.
And that's a skill
Thanks.
that, like, if you follow it through, take that through the rest of your life, it'll help in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But I've also heard you're quite the basketballer.
Yeah. So, I guess I got mainly into... So I moved from Sydney to Melbourne in, like, year 4. Mm-hmm. And I just started getting into basketball before I moved in Sydney. And then in Melbourne, I guess there's pretty big basketball kind of culture and stuff. Like, I reckon it's a lot more popular down here than in Sydney. And it was pretty popular up there now, but when I moved down here, I definitely noticed it more down here. And then started playing for a club in year 4.
Which one?
Darebin Giants.
Okay. Oh, so
like,
yeah,
in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And played there for a while, and had a good friend on my team and stuff who's also into shoes. And I don't know, just played there for a bit. And I played under 14s when I was under 12s.
Yep.
They got me to play up an age division.
Were you playing rep or that's just for
Oh, that
local?
was just domestic, local.
Yep.
And then we moved down here year 7. Just finished year 8.
Yeah. So you're in year 9 next year.
Yeah. Just got to choose my electives.
Yeah. What'd you pick?
Viscom, visual
Which
communications.
makes sense. You used to do your drawings.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Fashion design.
Which also makes complete sense.
Yeah. Street food. I enjoy cooking and stuff. STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, maths.
True.
And create and debate, which is creative writing and
Debating, like
yeah.
public speaking. Because
Yeah.
that's another thing. You speak so
Yeah.
well for like literally a young man of your age. Like it's nuts. So I guess, what's the future looking like? What do you want to do in the future?
Well, I've had like 2 tables at events.
2 tables.
Yeah, so I was like a vendor at these sneaker events.
Which sneaker events?
My first one was actually kind of when I first met Q, the kickstand. And I think...
Really?
Yeah.
That's when all the boys performed?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. And so I had a table there, and...
Just quickly explain what a table is for the people at home.
Well, pretty much it's just the venue, like either a basketball court type, like what's it called, like
Just a space.
yeah, and there'll be tables all along the edge or in the middle and stuff, and people can purchase a table and put all of their shoes out and everything, and then people pay tickets to come, like a market pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I had a table there with 2 other people, and so I shared it with them, and that kind of like, I was pretty nervous and stuff, and like pretty last minute like choices and everything.
Yep.
But that worked out good and kind of like got me, I don't know, just gave me experience. And then the same event, the kickstand, they were going all around Australia for like Perth, Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney or something.
So you went to the Melbourne one?
I went to the Melbourne one, and then I have my grandparents in Sydney, and I'm into like the NRL, and that was around the grand final time.
True.
And because my pop played for the Roosters.
Snap.
So he always like gets me up there if we ever make the grand final and everything. Yeah, so they're heaps into it, and I am. So I went up for the grand final, and the Sydney event just happened to be in the same week. And I had a friend in Sydney, so I just packed whatever I could fit in my bags and took it up to Sydney and had a table at that event too with a friend. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And did all the people at the Sydney event sort of recognise you from Melbourne and they were like, this
Yeah,
kid's
well,
serious?
Like the owner of that Discord group and stuff was there, and like a lot of people that I knew through Instagram and stuff, like Next on Kicks, Limited, Creased Up Kicks, like all them, they were all there, and I was like friends with them online but never met him. So yeah, I met all them there.
Were they blown away by you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're quite. Most of them are quite young too.
True. What's
like,
quite young for you?
Well, like 16 and stuff.
True. So I must be old
Like
as.
18. Yeah. Well, in terms of like, I don't know, having their own business, pretty young. But yeah, pretty much for the future, that was Kickstand, and those events are like, I guess the audience is a bit different to some other events.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the Kickstand is more like real sneakerheads and stuff, whereas the other, like the biggest one, SneakerCon, is more like people who are just into like hype, like popular things.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of both at each event, but it's kind of like mainly...
They've got what they're known for.
Yeah. So they're both good, but SneakyCon is probably like the biggest one. So when they come to Australia again, I want to have a table there next year. So that's one of my like things I want to do.
Things to do next?
I want to get a pop-up one day in Melbourne, in the city.
A pop-up shop?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So just, because events only, I sell through like Facebook and Instagram, but stuff sells the best at events because people see it in hand, they're ready with all their cash that they've saved up for the event, like it's just perfect, everyone's in one space, but they don't happen that often. There's only like maybe 3 in Melbourne every year or something, all from like different people. So to have a pop-up would be pretty cool to like sell some stuff. I'd get probably some friends and like...
To sell their stuff as well?
And probably advertise it a bit first and then just see what happens.
Would you do that in Geelong too, or is it just Melbourne's where majority of like your customers are?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wish I wish I could just do it in Geelong, but everyone's pretty much in Melbourne, so it would probably not work as well.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
That's so you've got 2 really big things that you want to achieve.
And then in like the future, like
Tell me
kind
about
of
the future,
dream job, it would be cool to like, because some people are like professional resellers and they have their stores in Melbourne and Sydney and stuff, and it would be cool to own one of those stores and like resell for a living, but I want to do something like a bit more creative, like either design shoes or like customize them kind of.
True. Shout out to Q Shoes in the back.
Yeah. But like if I could, I don't know, do something like that as a job, that would be pretty cool.
100%. And like,
you're
more than aware, you've got enough time to do something like that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to take Q to go see a fella who lives in Geelong as well. When that happens, I'll make sure he tells you as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy in Geelong called Sneaker Jeans T.
Yeah.
Incredible. And like, he's a person that'll answer a lot of those questions for you as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tom. If you're listening, this kid's a future. Damn him. Yeah. No, but that's sick. You really got your head screwed on for one.
Yeah.
And you know where you're going.
Yeah.
And it's powerful because I don't even really know where I'm going yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have a better understanding than me.
Yeah.
But I know you've watched the show a few times. And we have one question that we ask everybody. But I'm going to have to switch it up because...
Yeah,
we're just going to have to switch it up. So, 3-Point.Kicks. Is there anything that you think people your age should know? Or that they need to know?
I guess, like, try things. Like, I guess, like, reselling, I guess it's kind of like, most people think that it would be just, like, adults kind of that do it. But, like, it doesn't really matter how old you are. You can, like, do a bunch of stuff. Like, now, at first, like, there was this one kid, Benjamin Kicks.
Oh.
Have you heard of him?
I think so.
He's from LA, and he does the same thing, and now he's, like, a millionaire. So he's, like, he's the person that everyone, like, knows, pretty much. And that was the kind of... I thought that he was just, like, you know, the one kid that does it. But now that I'm, like, doing it, I realize that pretty much everyone is, like, young, like, teenagers and stuff. So, I don't know, I guess, like, age. If you want to do something, just do it. And, like, if you think you're, like, I don't know, not old enough for something, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because it's like, what is being too old?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's got a phone in their pocket. Everybody's got access to a computer. Like, all you need is time. And that's the most unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
That disappears when you get older. It's like you lose the time to be able to sit on your phone all day just scrolling.
Yeah.
No, that's like... Bro, you really blown me away.
Yeah.
You really have. And I wish you all the best for the future because I know you're going to achieve some great, great things.
Yeah, thanks.
And if there's like anything you need us to help with along the way, it's like, I don't know what we can do for a man like yourself, but if there's anything, like feel free to let us know.
Yeah, thank you.
But plug yourself. Tell the people where they can find you. Go up to that camera, bro. Go show the camera. Wait, while you're up, show them a drip check. Show them your drip.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe go the one in the middle. Yeah. Show them your t-shirt.
Jordan 11 breads on.
You have to say it in the mic, it'll miss you.
Yeah. Got the Jordan 11 breads on and the Travis Scott Jordan t-shirt. So yeah, at 3Point.Kicks on Instagram. Facebook, Davey Hawk. And yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's it. Bro, give us a quick look at that business card.
There you go.
This is official.
Yeah.
This is official. That's sick. So 3Point.Kicks.
Yeah.
If you're interested in buying shoes and all that sort of stuff, even clothes, like you do it all. I love it how you didn't restrict yourself to just one thing. You're like, I'll sell everything.
Like this morning there was, I don't know if you've heard of like Cause.
Yeah.
So he's just like an artist, but that's kind of like tied into shoes and stuff. That stuff's pretty popular. So he had a collab with the Uniqlo, and they did a restock this morning. So I bought like 9 t-shirts and 3 tote bags, and I'll be able to sell them for like double. But then that's also like I kept a few of those t-shirts for myself too.
You got to.
Yeah.
Just make sure you look after them.
Yeah. Yeah, I already have 3 so far from like past drops and stuff.
But that's the best thing about reselling. Like you come across the things that you truly love and you're like, I'm going to hold this piece.
Yeah, and even like stuff like this, it's like I wouldn't wear a $700 or $1,000 pair of shoes, especially when I'm going to grow out of them.
Yeah, it's so true.
But it's cool to just be getting new ones in every week and seeing them and stuff.
Bro, it's honestly, it's like Christmas. There's no better feeling when a parcel arrives at your door and it's for you.
And yeah, like when I was little, I'd maybe get like, I don't know, 1 parcel like a year, and it would be like best thing ever if it was like Christmas present or something. And now I'm getting them like every week. Like the other day, the Oz poster guy came and he's like, "Where are your parents?" I was like, "Oh no, they're for me." It was like 2 big parcels for me, a pair of shoes and something else. And he's like, "You sure?" And like was really hesitant to let me sign for them. I was like, no, it's fine, they're for me. And he's like, okay. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, he'd be blown away. He's like, why do I always rock up to this kid's house? And it's like, it's always him picking up these parcels.
And so now he's come like 4 times recently and just lets me sign for it. And just is like, oh yeah, it's him again.
It's him again?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, bro, is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Not really. Can I give a quick shout out?
You can do whatever you want, bro.
Shout out to Oz Notify, everyone there. We're sold out at the moment, but I don't know, we might do a restock soon. Wait,
a restock of what?
The memberships. Because,
so you keep it limited.
Yeah, because if we just keep it open, then it's like, we don't just do it, because we could sell heaps and like get a lot of money, but it's just about like keeping it exclusive and keeping the knowledge like within the group. Like we don't want everyone to know everything.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's competition.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's heaps of groups, but there's only about 4 max Australian ones.
True.
So it's like, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Who else you got to shout out?
Jeff and the AU resellers Instagram chat. They pretty much helped me when I first made my Instagram account. Whenever I'm like not sure if I should buy something or anything, I just message them, and you know they all help each other out with stuff. So yeah.
That's sick. That's sick. Oh, and I think you're missing 2 very important people.
Yes, and Mum and Sam for
just making
everything,
you.
really, yeah. I mean, actually, I forgot to mention, when I got those off-whites at the very start, I won 2 pairs and they were, you know, like $240 or $270 each. And I only had like 250 from like Christmas money. So I couldn't afford both pairs and I was like, not sure what to do. But Mum, like, I guess, she's like, it has like a zip tie on it. She's like, I don't know what these weird shoes are. Like, she was taking a risk because she lent me money for a pair. But then I ended up selling them both cash for like all this money, like 1,000 something cash for both at an event, and then showed Mum and she's like, oh, I guess reselling might be okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if you have any more ideas, it's like, here's my card, this is the pin.
Yeah, exactly. Now because I can't, I have PayPal, but some sites are card only.
Verified, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to use Mum's card for stuff and she just takes it down of my bank. She'll be on like night shift and I'll be messaging her like, can you transfer money on the card? Like, stuff like that. Yeah.
Bro, that's great.
Yeah.
That really is. And it's great that you have 2 people in your corner supporting you through all that as well.
Yeah.
Bro, Davey, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Bro, thank you for coming on and sharing your story.
It's all good. I've something for you actually.
What do you got?
True? 2 days, what is it, 2 days till Christmas now?
Yeah, literally. Merry Christmas everyone at home. This will come out late, but it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What have you got in here?
Just a little Christmas present.
I love it how you got my name on it and everything.
Yeah.
Bro, thank you. Wait, first, what other 13-year-old do you know that has 2 Supreme drink bottles?
Yeah.
Not just 1, but 2. What have you got in this, bro? What have you got in this? True? Man, you got some chocolate. Sick. A pin.
Yeah, so that's a cause one.
True. NGV.
Yeah, he had, it's still on actually until April. He had an exhibition at National Gallery of Victoria in Melbourne.
True.
So I've been to that a couple times.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And then, true. You know what's nuts?
Yeah.
I've actually never had one of these.
Yeah.
A Supreme sticker. Bro. Thank you. Thank you. And then what else? And then the most important.
Yep.
He's got stickers.
Yeah.
He's got stickers. Oh, yeah, I won't put that up because we're about to move.
Oh,
and I'll keep it for the new spot.
Cool.
And then, of course, you have to put your cards in there as well, don't you?
Yep.
You have to put your cards in there. I'll make sure I take photos of these and I'll edit them in when we put the things up. But
yeah,
bro,
cool.
Thank you once again.
Yeah,
you didn't have to do that. You did not have to do that.
It's all right.
And I haven't eaten today, so that dairy milk chocolate's going to do a wonder of good. Snap. But I guess we're at that time of the day.
Yep.
Davey, thank you so much for everything, my brother.
It's all right.
And I wish you all the best in the future because I know you're going to achieve great things.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, if you need anything at all, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, awesome.
That's everybody here in the back as well. And if you need those custom shoes, I think you know exactly who to speak to for that one.
Yep.
I know exactly who to speak to. But I guess that's it. Big thank you to Griffin Burger once again and the Streets Barbershop for keeping us clean and keeping our bellies full. I guess that's it for Different Kind of Genius this week. Thank you all so much for watching.
Yep.
Thank you to 3Point.Kicks for pulling up.
That's right.
Thank you to 3Point.Kicks' parents for facilitating the whole process. And Liam, you know what to do. And my brother, thank you for everything.